Welcome back everyone to Sully's Rods and Customs. Tonight I'm going to talk to you about putting the Demister vents under the dash. So under the dash of this car it has vintage air conditioning. You'll be able to see it over the back, over that side there. So they're only a really small unit. That's the size of it pretty much. Here's all the wiring here that has to go into it. It's got a pretty neat little looking controller. That control unit fits pretty well into the standard HQ slot for the vent system, for the heater and fan system in the car. So obviously to put that air conditioner in, we deleted the original blower and heater box that has all that internally inside it already, ready to go. So what needs to happen is we need to install the original Demister vents that go up under here. They're kind of like a whale tail shape. They fit out those 3 slots there, and there's 3 more across the other side. You can tell pretty confident in the build quality of this car to show you how good it is under the dash as well. You can see all the underdog insulation and sound deadening that Dave put in it, right the way through, right up under the firewall. You can see it right up under the kicks, up under here. It's really hard to track down good quality duct work and stuff. Some of the stuff that you find around is in really bad shape. When people take it out of the car, when they took it out of the car years ago when it was worth nothing, they just kind of ripped it out. It's really difficult to find good quality gear now, but purchased a lot of stuff to make sure all the vent system, this is external vent air coming into the car. This is the duct that fits into the fascia dash plate on the dash of the car, sort of slots into the back of that when that fascia panel goes in. All this under the car was all painted inside and out. It's painted satin black when the outside of the car, prior to the outside of the car being painted. That's why you can see a little bit of overspray up underneath here from the painting process, but this was all fully seam sealed and painted, then sound deadened, and then all the new gear went in. Dave rebuilt this steering column with all new stuff inside it, even down to the switch for the brake pedal. Everything's in there. That plate at the back that goes through the firewall, that's a new reproduction. New clutch pedals and brake pedals that came with the gearbox clutch kit that we purchased. So yeah, I'm going to get back to what I was talking about, installing the vent for the Demister. So I'll show you what I've got over here so far on the bench. So to look at that thing, it looks like this. It fits up under the dash with these vents facing the top. The biggest problem is it's set up for a vent that hooks up to the old heater box. So what I had to do was, on the bottom of this, it had all these additional pieces on the bottom that sort of form the shape of the heater box. It kind of fit right up against it with a foam seal. You can see there's 3 kind of major pieces that I cut off of this thing. That's the bit that sort of slotted in up against the other heater box with just a bit of extra cowling and stuff around the side of it. So that's all gone now. What I did was I cut it off flush. There's kind of a bit of a flange looking part on here. So I cut it off flush with the bottom, and I made up this galvo plate that bolts on the exact shape of that flange. You can see it's all been seam sealed in around the side there. So what I'm going to do is to connect the other duct work up to it, which is this type of stuff. I'll take you for another little walk around this way. With the vintage air kit, you get these 2 different size flexible sort of anaconda style ducts. What I did was I couldn't work out how to connect that duct work into this. So what I did was I went to Bunnings, purchased a couple of these different size flanges that are used for plumbing. This will sort of go on top of there once it's... I've got to work out which one. There's 2 different sizes in this duct, as you can see here. There's I think it's like a 2 inch and an 1.5 inch or something duct, I just got to work out which one fits. There's two different size rings that I got here. One's for this small one, and the other one is for the larger one. It'll fit over the top of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut into this pipe. I can't cut into it around the back because it kind of fits really close to the firewall. Now, I mean, I'll check it if it fits. If it does fit, I'll do it, but it's a pretty good chance that it's not going to fit. So what I got to do is, if I can, like I said, I'll mount those flanges on the back, which would be really neat if it fit in there. But if it doesn't, I'll just grind this bit of ripping flush. I'll mount this duct adapter onto the back of it. Then I'll then mount this up underneath the dash, bolt it into the original bolt position. It bolts through these bolt lugs here, and on the dash of the car, a little bit dusty at the moment, but on the dash of the car you can see it has these square holes here. There's two of them. They've got like a dome style bolt that goes in the top of there. If you want to see a rip-off in car parts, you go and try and find original bolts for those holes there. And some people are asking $60 for those two little bolts. It's bloody daylight robbery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into it, go to the bolt store. You'll be able to find like a coach bolt that has that square head under it. I'll just polish the dome nice and smooth. They're really small bolts of that size anyway. I'll then prime them and paint them black in this same satin black that's on this dash, and you'll just see a nice little dome head on top of there. So that's what I'll do. I'll just go and do some mods to that flange over there, and once I hole saw it, drill it, seal it, and rivet it into position in this duct. I'll then satin black this whole duct so you can't see this white bit. So then when this ductwork actually fits on top of it, it'll be sort of invisible under the dash. I just need to make sure my clearance is correct. So when I check that out, I'll show you the finished product, and I'll show you it fitted up under the car. Hopefully by that point then we'll be able to plumb up the other hoses. As you can see, these hoses have these air conditioners have ducting to go to the vent sides on the car. So what I need in this car is I need to get a different dash pad. This is a fiberglass dash pad. Really do not recommend buying them. They are just cheap and nasty. It looks really good, but what they say you've got to do is, you can see how this is fitted on here. If you look underneath here, I don't know if you can see it. See this lug just there? There's 1, 2, 3 of those. You've got to grind those down so this fits flush with the dash, which is okay on this side. This side of the dash, and once you grind those down, will fit flush. But the other side of the dash doesn't have lugs in it. It just has the little wing nuts under there to tighten up. And what that leaves is, while it may look nice and neat from the top, what that leaves is this 10mm gap down here, pushing out to 20mm in the middle here. I can see into the car. Like, I can't push that down. Like, that is solid. So what Dave's decided to do is he's decided to buy a brand new dash pad, or a reconditioned dash pad for this car. They're about $1,200. It's a bit extreme, but I think well worth it when you consider how shit this is. Like I said, you'll see them advertised. They are really, really poor quality. Comes nowhere near fitting the car. Just buyer beware if you see them advertised. They look great, but they are absolute garbage. I won't say where it come from. I don't want to really put it onto that guy's business, but do not recommend buying them. So heed my advice. Righto, I'll catch us on the next one. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber. Hit the like button if you like what I'm doing here. Leave any comments. I'll get back to them. I've pretty much replied to every comment, except the ones that are just talking crap. You people know who you are. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'm entitled to mine, and this is my build, not theirs. So if they don't like what I'm doing, they can just turn off the channel. Don't listen to the music I put on if they don't like that in a short, or or find another channel to watch, or better still, start their own and see how difficult this process is to try and actually build something and film it and meet people's expectations. Pretty hard to do. So anyway, till next time, see you later.